This was really a last chance for prosecutors to explain their decisions and defend themselves. It also could accomplish some measure of accountability for people who were hurt on January 6, 2021. Some of those police officers, there are civil lawsuits that are ongoing that continue against Donald Trump and others. And it's also really a record for history at a time when Trump and many other Republican lawmakers are clinging to fake claims about election fraud in 2020 and calling those people who stormed the Capitol patriots.
Because the final report was being argued over, the release of the report was being argued over in court, I had my doubts as to whether we would see it before January 20th, Inauguration Day. How did that work out?
Yeah, every step of this investigation has been a battle, and even late last night, Trump tried one last time to get a judge to block this report, but he did not succeed. On social media overnight, Trump said the voters had spoken and returned him to the White House. And remember, the Supreme Court handed him a significant victory last year, ruling he had some immunity from prosecution. The justices there took so long to decide the clock ran out on this indictment here in Washington, D.C. And really, over the past week, Trump's former aides at the Mar-a-Lago resort had asked Florida Judge Eileen Cannon to block this report, even though that case was no longer in front of her. It was really an open question whether we'd see it up till last night.
In the end, she did not block it, and so last night you get these 150 pages. What stands out for you?
Jack Smith wrote there was enough evidence to convict Trump at trial of these 4 felony charges related to efforts to overthrow the 2020 election. Smith says the ultimate decision in this case to charge Trump was up to him, and he stands by that. He says even though they couldn't get to trial because of the DOJ view that a sitting president cannot face criminal trial, that this effort mattered, that the rule of law matters, that the example his prosecutors set to fight for justice despite personal costs and attacks and threats, that all matters. Jack Smith wrote, as a prosecutor, you cannot control the outcome, but you can do your job in the right way for the right reasons, and he says they did.
And it is interesting, given that Trump and his supporters have characterized Smith very negatively, that Smith is saying, no, actually, we set an example. We were doing the right thing here. That is his case. Is that the last word from him?
You know, special counsels are typically invited to testify in Congress once their work is done. Democrats have asked the Justice Department to save all of Smith's files. Republicans want to investigate him. And President-elect Trump has vowed retribution. Jack Smith actually resigned before he could be fired by Trump. And other prosecutors who worked on the Smith investigations have been making plans to leave the Justice Department too. Trump's nominees to lead the DOJ and the FBI in the next administration have promised to investigate those investigators. So it could be a difficult road ahead financially and otherwise for a lot of these people who worked in the government.
And there might be questions about those investigations, promised investigations, and confirmation hearings to come. Carrie,